For several long moments he stays on his knees, Keaton lying next to him like he is sleeping. A sleeping child. When he finally pulls himself to standing, Andy's movements are clumsy. His first steps falter, and then he propels himself back to the burning dolly. Annie's gaze follows him only as far as the boat's railing, and then her eyes return to Keaton. She feels the pull of him. She could pick her way through the dark and then rush along the few streets to where he is. She sees herself do it. Earlier that day, sitting next to her on the cold cement curb outside of the school, he had said, "No matter what happens, Annie, you stay away, you leave me alone." She had been shivering, her long arms cradling her knees. She didn't look at him. When he took her face in his hands, his fingers were hard against her chin. It can't be helped now. She knows where it lives, that collision of desires. The longing for action and the longing for release. For Keaton, it had taken shape around the time of his father's disappearance. It has wrapped itself around him and squeezed. A woman in a bulky bathrobe breaks from the group on the street and runs to Keaton. She crouches over him until a new rush of heat and smoke drives her back. She presses an arm across her nose and mouth to keep from choking. Retracing the steps he took from the boat to the dock with Keaton, Andy has emerged from the dolly with someone else. He looks almost furious, his movements lurching and ungainly. He drops Terry's spar and then collapses. Annie scrambles to a place slightly down the incline and closer to the harbour, where she has an unobstructed view of Keaton. He lies on his back, his head falling to one side. A couple of feet away, Andy lies strangely twisted, his torso at an odd angle to his legs. By the light of the street lamps, she sees that Andy's clothes are smouldering. Close to him, Terry's spar thrashes, his left leg bending and straightening, then bending again. Orange emergency lights approach from the north, where the main highway leads into town. Like acrobats, 5 firefighters jump out of a truck. They run to the prone figures on the dock, their hands searching for pulses. One reaches for his radio. The dolly begins to belch ever larger plumes of black smoke, and the firefighters, moving quickly now, shift Terry's spar, then Andy, and finally Keaton to the far side of the dock. One of the firemen turns to the harbour, and with a broad sweep of his arm, he takes in the entire line of boats that are tied aft and fore of the dolly. The fire hasn't jumped yet, but it might. There is a commotion of orders, directions, and then a large circular canister with a hose attached is lowered from the side of the truck. 2 of the men wheel the canister close to where the dolly burns. The canister whirs into action, the men rolling it further forward and then taking hold of the hose, directing it toward the narrow opening of the boat's enclosed deck, into the hidden heart of the blaze. Soon, the dolly's deck and pilot house are filled with a pulpy foam that oozes down her gunnels, catches on fragments of her rigging and the charred remains of her nets. When the ambulances arrive, the paramedics move quickly, carefully, checking wrists, placing oxygen masks over mouths. They hose down blankets with water from the fire truck and place them at the foot of the stretchers. Terry Spar screams when he is lifted, making Annie flinch. When they lift Andy, he doesn't make a sound. 2 police cruisers pull in behind the fire truck. The man from the street, the one she heard holler, runs to the officers and gestures toward Keaton. The kaleidoscope of pulsing emergency lights, orange, blue, and red, makes Annie's head swim.